who is the Assistant Director of Finance.
Correct.
And the first time I interviewed you was last month, and or hosted you, or whatever the proper term is, and you it was the first time I met you, and your office was fairly stable. Yeah. Since then, tell me what's happened. Well, tell me what's happened.
So as everyone knows, Mr. Berwick-Drews has moved to our Devonshire property down in Florida. So now I'm the acting finance director of the community. No real huge changes. I've been here since November of last year, so he taught me well. So there's no huge changes, and luckily Erickson and Greenspring, we have the proper procedures and policies in place where someone with a reasonable amount of knowledge and experience could step in and do fairly well. So there are no huge changes to be concerned about at all.
You know, anytime I go in that office, I hear a lot of voices, but you only see a couple people. How deep is that? How many rooms are in there?
Rooms, we have 2 offices, a closet, and 3 cubes. One when you walk in, one on your left that's blocked off a little bit, and one where our move-out coordinator, Dana Brown, is sitting off to your right behind that wonderful row of file cabinets.
What a view she has.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you expect to well, I shouldn't ask you anything. Tell us whatever you have to report about finance for the community.
Okay, so our June financials, or the second quarter financials, just came in, and we're pretty much on par with budget. As we all know, Greenspring is pretty much a steady Eddie in terms of financials, so no concerns there. Very healthy balance sheet, very healthy profitability numbers. So there are no concerns there. We'll get probably a deeper view next week at Coffee with Ben. So just on par with historical financials. The trend is on par with how it has been. So great from that standpoint. And no true concerns for the foreseeable future.
And how's any of the projects going?
So the projects are still in process. Again, probably get a deeper update in the Coffee with Ben. But again, the repositioning is the huge project right now, and still kind of fine-tuning some of those key points. And again, we want to make sure we're offering or presenting the correct product or the right product to the community. So sometimes it takes a little longer just to refine those, because we just want to do it once, and we want to do it right.
Like the elevator issue. Now is that under general service?
So that's more of general service. Lynn and her team, especially the project management team. But at the same time, we're kind of refining those specific criteria with those. As everyone knows, with permitting and design, it takes some time, especially if we want to change certain things. So we just want to make sure we're going about it correctly and being meticulous about it, just because you don't want to do any of those major projects and kind of have a snafu. So we just want to cross the T's and dot the I's. So
do you know when they're going to start with the Village Square lobby and all that? With
no,
the
I actually don't. I don't have a specific date. Last I heard, I believe it was the end of 2015. But again, Coffee with Ben, we should get a better update of that.
You keep referring. Now, see, you're putting everything off on Ben to tell us. I hope he's listening. I hope he's going to be listening so he can write down all the things he has to tell us.
It's not just Ben. It's
I know, it's
all the
group.
directors give an update. So
but
I just
that's
like,
where they're more in
and personally, I like the attendance and seeing everyone so involved in the community at a forum like that, because we're definitely just want to give the proper communication, because from my standpoint, a lot of us talk about communication, but if we're not giving the communication you want to hear, it's going to fall on deaf ears. So we want to make sure we're giving you the correct amount of information, the proper information that you want to hear. And to me, I personally enjoy the comment part at the end, where all the residents get up and kind of have their questions and comments about what we can do better, what's going well. So it's always interesting.
Tell me about the television, about DirecTV. Where are we on that?
So last I've heard, we're pretty much done. I think there's some cleanup there, but Garden Ridge, they just finished the installation over in Garden Ridge. I know there was some paperwork that was going back and forth, but it should be operational at this point. So I would hate to give a percentage, but last that I heard, it was pretty much complete. I think there's just some cleanup that has to be done from the resident standpoint. So if anyone's out there that needs still having issues or just need the initial install, feel free to give DirecTV a call. Feel free to stop down in the finance office, the admin office, as well as general services as well. We're all here to help, so don't feel like you're left out there.
Well, now before Berwick left, he sent me an email and he promised me that when DirecTV was finished and all of the AEITV stuff was gone, that we would get back WETA UK. Now, I hope you're going to honor that, Justin.
I'll do everything I can.
I printed that email out. The day he left, I said to him, I kept that email.
Okay.
I'm going to come after you if this doesn't happen.
Everyone knows Berwick as a man of his word, so if he said it, I'll be responsible for it as well.
Okay. That's important.
Okay.
So anything new? Any new other staff or anything in there?
In the finance office, no. I believe last month we spoke. Our business office manager, FEMA Watson Brown, just started. So I'll just report to say she's doing well. She's getting integrated into the community with the residents, and she had a healthcare senior living background, so she loves it. She actually loves it. And one thing I want to do probably going forward the rest of this year is potentially bring some of the finance staff here as well to just have the community meet them, and
I think that's important.
Yeah, just talk a little more about what they do in their specific job, because I know a lot of residents, we see them, we touch them, we help them out, but they may not know exactly what we do. So look forward to that down the road a little bit.
Well, a big issue over there, from my point of view, is all of the records of our wills and our trusts and our beneficiary stuff. And how often do you all push for updates on that?
So whenever, any resident is free to come in and review their file anytime they want. When during certain changes, transitions to Garden Ridge, some people come in and ask for billing issues or ask to see some of their documentation. We'll look through the file to actually see if they have the proper documentation, because a lot of those documents should line up with one another, and we're actually discussing first doing a resident audit just to make sure the files are in the proper place. I think we should probably do that annually, as well as potentially doing probably just a high-level review of if certain information is in there and does it relate to the other information that we need. Just because with almost 2,000 residents, it would probably take some time to audit each file. And again, we definitely want to be proactive and give the residents the information that they need, but I would also solicit the residents to come in our office.
Right.
Stop by, get some candy.
A lot of times, you know, we move in here and then we're faced with a lot of papers, as you know, and we're going to put that one in the file later, whatever that sheet is.
Correct.
And it may needed some addresses or something, and so time goes and you either
just kind of forget
it or you know, it's incomplete, in other words.
Yeah, and then our move-out coordinator, Dana Brown, actually brought this issue to the forefront, and we're just reviewing what we can do to best serve the residents. So I might have some updates on that later on. So we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a good point.
That's a good idea.
Really good point.
Because I do think people think it's in order, but then they go over and find out that
they're missing something, or something's out of date, that trust was
Right.
updated, that will was updated, and we just don't have the file. So I'll just say, any resident that wants to stop by, we will spend any amount of time that's needed or necessary for them to review their file, or family members as well.
Sure, sure. Well, anything else?
No.
Okay.
It's always fun. I
Well,
appreciate it.
it's certainly been a pleasure having you
Thank
here.
you.
And
Thank you.
everybody knows where Justin is located. I'm
Hopefully.
sorry, my voice, you're the first person I've spoken to today.
Oh.
So what can I say?
No problem.
I should go around the apartment talking to myself. I
some
actually
warm-up-
do, but
do some
I don't want
warm-up
to tell you.
exercises.
Okay, thanks a lot, Justin.
Thank you.